Hello, one and all. It is I once again, Mr. Cinema Junkie, and I'm coming to you with another REDBOX selection. I finally got around to watching It. Now, one time I said, "Oh, I can't wait to see the remake," and someone gave me, the riot act, saying, "It's not a remake, it's a retelling, it's a re-this, it's a re-that, it's not a remake." And I'm like, okay, man. I understand what you're saying, but let's just keep it simple. Call it a remake. There was an original It movie made for TV, and then they came out with this one. To me, they were different in some respects, but this wasn't the first go around for a movie, so I call it a remake. Now, the long and the short of it is this. I really liked it. It had more atmosphere. The clown, Pennywise, at times was how do I say this? I can't really compare it to Tim Curry's version of Pennywise. This Pennywise sometimes came off a little goofy, for lack of a better word. But overall, very creepy. And it didn't rely solely on the clown to bring the fear into these kids. It played on their fears and presented things that they were afraid of in general. We get a little history on the town. We get some psychopaths that are bullies that they have to deal with, that they have to contend with. It's not just solely Pennywise bringing the shit into their life. The kids in this movie, I know Slim Pickens isn't a big fan of kids in movies when they try to be dramatic or try to act. So Slim, if you haven't seen It yet and you plan to, be prepared. It focuses solely on the kids, so you're going to get a lot of kid action there, and that sounded really wrong. You're going to get a lot of kids acting in this movie. But I liked it. I liked it a lot. It was a little darker. Well, a lot darker, especially when they cover the story of the girl in the group. It gets pretty dark. But overall, I thought the kids were great. I thought the whole cast was great. Had that one kid from Stranger Things. I always forget his name. But there were some parts of It that you could kind of compare to Stranger Things. It's like in the first season of Stranger Things, they had that place where they found the kid's body. It looks kind of like the quarry that they go go swim and stuff. I did catch that. And then there's a lot of when they have to go underground into the sewers. Kind of reminds me of when they go underground in Stranger Things. There's some comparisons there. But plus, I hear Stranger Things Season 2 has Easter eggs that lean towards It as well. So somebody's in bed together. I don't know exactly who. But yeah, I enjoyed It immensely. I thought it was well done. A lot of the complaints that I hear about it on it is the CGI. Now CGI, I have to say, right up there with remakes, CGI is just the nature of the beast. It sadly, a lot of mainstream movies rely a little too heavily on CGI. And when it comes to CGI, yes, it can be very impressive. It can really bring some things that you couldn't normally do with proper effects. But the trick is you have to be able to do it right, or else it just looks like CGI. The trick to CGI is making it not look like CGI. And that's not the easiest thing to do. I know I wouldn't know how to do it. I've never messed with CGI. So I'm not condemning anyone who doesn't do it great. But I am saying that when CGI looks wrong, it looks all the way wrong. It looks very weak, and it takes away from a scene. So I kind of get what people are saying when they're like, the CGI mess that they made, there's too much of it, it made it look fake, I get it. Digitally recreating a scene and then adding the effects that you want it to have can look good in theory, but once it's on the screen, it's hit or miss. For me, I've always said CGI should enhance proper effects. They should go hand in hand like a marriage. Maybe there's something that you want to do like over the top. Maybe you want to cut a throat and shower blood everywhere. Now you could do that with proper effects, or you can do a little bit of blood and add CGI to it, enhancing it, little mix here and there, kind of balance it out. That's just a real quick example of what I'm talking about. But I don't think CGI shouldn't be leaned on that heavily. Unless it's just perfect. It shouldn't be leaned on that much. But people do, and like I said, sometimes it's hit or miss, and there's a lot of it in this movie, and some of it was a hit, some of it was a miss, and if you watch it, if you haven't seen it yet, and you watch it, you may recognize it when you see it. But that aside, I liked it. I liked it. This is one that I would like to get the steelbook for. I've seen the steelbook for it, and that's one I would love to buy. On the grand scale of things, I give it a solid 8. It's not bad enough to rank like 7, 6. Not perfect enough to be 9 or 10. 8 works. If you haven't seen it, definitely give it a shot. Definitely worth a watch. If you have seen it, comment below. I'd like to hear your opinion on it. But for now, I'm going to sign off. Got a couple more movies to watch, and I will be back with reviews on those as soon as I can. Trying to get into the swing of things again here, people. I had said at the beginning of the year I was going to do more on here, and it's already February, and I haven't done really anything. So, here you have it. Went and got me 4 or 5. Yeah, I got 5 movies at REDBOX. I may only review 4 of them. I'm not sure yet. Depends on how I feel about the 5th one. So stay tuned. Stick around. I'll be back ASAP.